All right. Feel the wave. I like that. That's a vibe. Welcome to Town Talk. I am your host, Mr. Town, and today we have the lovely Canadian singer-songwriter, Ritchie. What's going on?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm gonna get this video off the screen so I can blow you up. And put you right here. Boom. All right, yeah. So I'm glad to have you on. I'm excited about this interview. I love this new song, Feel the Wave. I love your story. So I just want to get right into it. You said you're in Windsor, Ontario.
Yep.
And you said
born and raised.
So what would you say the temperature? You born and raised there. See, that's what I'm talking
born
about.
And raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah, temperature. It's about 80 degrees right now.
Wow. You know, it's crazy. Yeah. You guys are warm. It's warmer there than it is here.
It's hot and humid. It really is.
Oh my God.
We're
crazy.
Like Florida of Canada.
For real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they had that type of temperature up there.
Yeah, because we're the most southern city in the country. So we kind of dip right into, the middle of the states there. We kind of make a dip around Michigan and so. And
you said y'all 10 minutes from Detroit, which is dope. That's super cool.
Oh, yeah. Right there.
Yeah. Man, so people, you just go in, do your shopping, go right back home. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, we used to do a lot more shopping over there, but the prices are kind of like comparable to over here now. It used to be a lot cheaper to go shopping over there, but it's kind of the same now.
Just to stay at home now. Yeah. What about the gas prices? What's the difference between the gas prices between the States and where you're at?
It's still a little cheaper over in the States, the gas, but not too much. It's like $1.70 Canadian per liter or whatever, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's expensive.
Yeah. It's expensive anywhere. Like nowadays, it's expensive everywhere. Yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have you on. And let me tell y'all a little bit about Rachel. She's based in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. She has a unique voice which suits her pop and country style. She has been writing and recording ultra-catchy songs since her teens. Over the years, her library has continued to accumulate. She has worked with several artists and producers throughout her career, which has given her more versatility and the ability to adapt. She is a passionate and genuine artist who writes meaningful and relatable lyrics. The wonderful thing about her music is that she gets most of her inspiration from real life experiences. She has had radio play, magazine appearances, and several live performances over the years, with plans to continue to advance even further in her career. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I like that. And so tell us about how you got your start into music.
Well, basically, I've been singing my entire life, but it all started when I was a kid, and we would listen to
Mm-hmm.
music, and I would sing along, and then friends would be like, "Hey, you sound pretty good." And
Mm-hmm.
then I started writing poetry, and then I was kind of like rapping the poetry I was writing. So
Mm.
actually, the very first song I ever recorded, like the first few songs I've ever recorded, were rap songs, and I'm rapping. So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
put a
just
couple bars down.
interesting.
All right, all right.
I'm not a
Rapping Rachel.
freestyler.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I wasn't that good. So it's just like interesting to see how like my genre and taste in music and what I'm performing has evolved over the years. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like still like it's always like a learning curve. And yeah, I'm just still learning about my style and what I'm best at. But it's just very interesting how I started, with recording a rap song. And then recently I
Mm-hmm.
recorded my first country song. And now I'm going
Mm.
to be recording like a folk country song. Like, so yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So you trying to be marketable. That's the best way to be. You can't, that way they can't put a
Yeah,
label on you and say she only does pop or she only does rock or country. Like,
yep,
nope, she does it all.
yeah. It was just like a integration of like all the different types of music uh, experiences that I've had throughout my life. Like my dad was in a rock band.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I've had influence through almost every kind of music. Like I went to church growing up, so
Yeah.
church music, and I love
Mm-hmm.
gospel, and
Wow, so you
yeah,
got a
so
little
there's
soul in you too. You rapping, you got soul, you got pop, you got country. You put together a full project. People will be like, "Look, we don't know, like
we don't
you
know
got a
where to
song
put
for
you.
everything." Yeah, we don't know where to put you, but we gonna put you somewhere.
Got your
Yeah,
own category.
yeah. We might put you on the gospel side today, but tomorrow you might be doing country.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But no, yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like we just gonna every
I
day is a
know.
different day for you. We like go
Yeah,
get Rachel. We gonna have her rap today. She's doing some rap songs today.
I know, I know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So how is
Mhm.
the music scene in Ontario? Like, how'd you break into it after you realized that this is what you want to do?
Um, I just, I don't know. I just kind of go with the flow, really. Whatever opportunities arise,
Mm-hmm.
then like I'm gonna go for it. But if it doesn't feel right, then I'm not gonna do it. So like
Mm.
there's been contracts where I'm like I'm not signing that, when it doesn't
Yeah.
feel right. Uh
Yeah.
for me it's mostly about having freedom to
Mm-hmm.
sing what I want, to write what I want,
Mm-hmm.
perform if I want. I know it's a lot of answering to the big guy when you're in a record deal or contract,
Yeah.
right? You got to abide to the contract. So,
Right.
just my freedom is really important to me. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I just take it day by day, and
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see where it goes. Like I know
Yeah.
something really special is gonna happen, to where it's where I still have my freedom, and
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it's really important to me not to
Yeah.
uh, not to go against my own beliefs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
I talked to another singer, Chesney Claire, not too long ago, had her on, and she said the same thing. She was like, it's all about not changing how you are and what your beliefs are.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How important is that when it comes to knowing the business, learning the business, and learning what not to sign and what to sign?
Yeah, you got to make sure you read everything, right? There's always going to be some fine print. Make sure that you're comfortable with whoever you're dealing with. You got to be able to vibe, and
Mm-hmm.
you got to follow your instincts. Like you should know right away. Like I I was offered a contract to be a part of
Hmm.
this record label, but I had to get breast implants
Oh,
to be able
really?
to yeah, they wanted me to get breast implants
Wow.
to be able to like sexualize.
Man, that's the
Yeah.
first time I done heard one of those. Like, I done heard some stuff, but that's a new one right there. So, okay. Oh, my bad. I don't mean to,
we
yeah, interrupt. Go ahead.
we want to we want to market you um in like in a sexual way, right? Like,
Hmm.
but I'm like, well, I can still be sexy. I don't need,
Right. I don't need to do all that.
but
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm okay without back pain. Like, I don't need the breast implants. So see you later.
Yeah. Right. Because once the
Uh,
contract is over with, you still going to have that back pain. So, yeah, you ain't going to be able to get rid of that back
yeah,
pain after that. Yeah. So, man, I tell you, you learn
yeah.
something new
That's
every
that's just
day.
an example. Yeah, that's just an example of like, listen, I know it's exciting when someone says, "Hey, here's a record deal. Like, come sign with our label. We're gonna make you. You're gonna shine like the stars." Like, yeah, it sounds great
Hmm.
and all, but you gotta think about how long is this contract gonna keep me locked in? Do I
Right,
own
right.
any percentage of these songs once I record them? And
Hmm.
so, and I've been in that predicament where I recorded a full entire album, and
Mm.
I was young, I had signed something, and I had no right
Yeah,
to release any of those songs, and I had to walk away from that. But you know what, I walked away with a bunch of knowledge about you know what to do and what not to do. So
yeah,
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 I would say, yeah, just read the fine print. Get a, if it's something really big and you're excited about it, just get a lawyer to look it over.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell people get lawyers. That's what they're getting paid for. Music lawyers are out
Yeah.
there, and they're out there everywhere. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I kind of went through the same situation when I was younger. Me and one of my best friends went to the studio and we recorded a song, and we were planning to going back to that studio the next weekend. The studio was gone. Like when we went back, it was gone. They took all our songs that we did. We did vocals, and the crazy thing was it wasn't that big of a deal. But then I think I would say 6, 7 years later, I was watching a movie, and at the end of the movie, when the credits come up, they were playing this soundtrack, and guess whose voice was on it? You know what I'm saying? I
Oh.
didn't get none of that. And I just was
Oh.
like, wow, I remember doing it, doing the vocals, and I just was like, this is crazy. But those are things, like you said, you learn
Wow.
as you're growing into this music industry, and how it's a like
Yeah.
treacherous dog eat dog type environment, and you
Yep.
just learn from it. So tell us a little bit about some of your songs that you brought out, some of your projects that you've been working on, and how are you getting the creativity and concept of these projects?
Okay, so on Monday, I just released my brand new album. It's available on all platforms, all the music platforms out there.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's called A Tribute to Her. There's
Mm.
9 tracks on it. Um, and the reason I called it A Tribute to Her is because I've gone through some things in life, and I feel like I just keep evolving as a person, as a woman, and in my
Yeah.
music career as well. So it's basically
Hmm.
me looking back at myself as a child and in my younger years, like, here, this is for you. You're
Hmm.
basically,
Yeah.
if I can go back in time and talk to myself, I would say, hey, you're going through a lot of shit, but you're gonna end up
Yeah.
so much better off. Just stay strong. And yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a
Exactly.
couple song yeah, like there's a couple songs on the album that uh are out to my dad, like a tribute to my dad. He passed away actually 16 years
Mm,
ago on Monday, and that's the day that I released the album. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, it was just kind of like a little tribute to him as well, because I feel like he's with me wherever I go, and he makes me strong.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's all positive stuff, like, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it's about love, because love is important. Like, you
Yeah.
got you gotta
You gotta
share
have
the
it
love.
some
You
way or
gotta
another.
have it.
We all crave for it, Like people don't
Yeah,
understand how valuable love is, and it don't matter. It don't mean like in love, for example.
yeah,
It's just love in general. You gotta have
yeah,
it. Everybody
yeah,
wants it. They try to act like they don't want it. You hear
yeah,
so many people try to, oh no, I'm good, and no, everybody needs it some way or
yeah,
another.
yeah,
Whether it's a friendship, whether it's relationship, you need that love. Gotta have it. That makes people go on, and it motivates you and all of that. So,
yeah.
and along those lines, like, how did you come up with, outside of the contributions of others? How did you come up with the ideal of the project, and like how much growth have you seen from when you first started writing songs and doing songs to this project right here?
Yeah, so I connected with my partner that I worked with on this album, Tony, and
Mm-hmm.
we just basically, he reached out to me. He was a producer and reached out to me and said, "Hey, I have this song. Do you think you can write something?" Um, and I'm like, "Absolutely." Uh, so I sent him something, and he's like, "Listen, this is like way better than what I expected. Like, I feel like we work well together." He's like, "Here's something else that I produced." So I'm like,
Mm.
"Okay, let's keep going." So then we ended up with 9 tracks, and so we're a team on this album. And um yeah, so he helped me produce this whole album. And it was basically, I think it took us like 4 years. And we're
Really?
both just kind of, yeah, yep.
Wow.
And because we
Okay.
both have our other things going on, and it was kind of like,
Yeah.
we talk once a week. Okay, what are we recording this month? And there was
Mm-hmm.
like there was maybe like at least 50 ideas we flung back and forth at each other, and then like we kind of picked the best ones and
Mm-hmm.
took them to the studio. And yeah, so it was definitely like a labor of love. Like, it took a
Yeah.
lot of time, and it wasn't rushed. It was just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, let's
Which
go
is
with the flow.
good.
Yeah,
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 which
yeah,
is good. Yeah, some people
yeah,
frown upon how long it takes for people to bring out artists to bring out music, but they don't realize, like, the longer you take, the better the project's gonna come out. It's gonna be a better
right,
project than you
right,
rushing and bringing out a song. Like, I know some people, and I don't knock them for doing it, but some people want to bring out singles and projects every couple of months. That's just not a good idea for me and the people that I work with. So I would rather someone like how you did it, went in the studio with the producer, y'all came up with a concept and an idea, and then y'all just took your time with the projects. You know what I'm saying? Took your
yeah,
time with the records, and yeah, because that makes a lot more sense. You can go back, listen to it, be like, yeah,
yeah,
that ain't how I wanted it. Let's go back in and do it again.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, it's still going to be marketable, whether you bring it out now or you bring it out in 4 years.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole fact of like, we're having fun. Like, we're not doing this for a specific deadline or reason. It's just because this is our passion, and this is for
Yeah.
the absolute love of creating art. So
Yeah.
it's not, it's like, I never want it to turn into like, this is my job. It's always going to be, this is my passion, and however long it takes me to build, then that's how long it
Mm-hmm.
takes me to build.
Yeah. So, and with that being said, like we've been discussing, deals and no deals and majors and stipulations and so forth. How important is it to be an independent artist and have your own ways of doing things and not being a robot to a certain degree? Because I mean, I'll be honest, there are artists that are locked into label deals that are kind of like they have to bring projects out just to stay afloat, and it has nothing to do with them wanting to do it. It's because they have
Yeah,
to. So how important is that as an independent artist?
it's really important. Like, you know, I just, again, it needs to be on my time. And like, you know what, I'm not gonna, what if I don't have a song idea today but you want a song out tomorrow? I'm gonna say,
Right.
well, too bad, you gotta wait until I get my next idea, which is probably in 4 days when when
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I'm
Like I,
feeling
I
that,
don't got it right now. I don't have it.
I don't
You know.
got it.
Yeah, I ain't got it.
I
Like
don't
when
want
somebody
that
asks you for some
anxiety.
money, you walking past, this guy asks you to, can you give him a couple bucks? What do you tell him? I ain't got it. Sorry. So it's the same philosophy. Like, yeah, I don't have it right now. uh,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, it's, yeah,
but
like, I don't know, like it just, and what if I'm not inspired at the moment? I need to be inspired. I need to have a reason. But
yeah,
yeah, it's just super important for me to, like, I don't want that anxiety and pressure on me. Like, life
right.
life isn't, like, life is good. Life isn't meant to be all stressful and, you know, like,
Hmm.
yeah, we're just meant to just be us.
Right. Right. Well, and here's the crazy thing. As a kid, listening to music and being an adult now, and this is something that I've dealt with, I go back and I realize when I listen to artists that were in, because most of the time we listened to major label artists back then. That was the top 40. It was the people we listened to on the
Yeah.
radio, stuff like that. For the most
Yep.
part, you kind of now you kind of it kind of gets to you like, you know what, they rushed that second album that they brought out because
Yep.
they were running out of ideas. So the first album might have been that top charter, that one that was, all the songs was on the radio, you heard them everywhere. And then all of a sudden they bring out this like second album that might have been, I don't know, 6 months later, because back then they didn't bring them out as quick, but they still brought them out consistently.
Right.
And it's like you didn't get the same feel for it. And
Yeah.
now that we're older and we have knowledge and we've been in this industry, it's like, because that's the label that did that.
Yeah.
They told them they had to come out with something next. And like you said, they might have not had an ideal or a concept, or might not have been feeling it at the point, but they still had to bring it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It still had to come out, and because of those stipulations in that contract. So yeah, it's funny that we've been talking about this during this interview, because a lot of times you just don't hit on that. People are so like, I don't know, they so interested in signing these deals because they see these dollar signs, not realizing all the stipulations that come with these deals. So back to the conversation at hand, and I seen that you said live performances. So how has that been going? And what are some of the experiences that you've had with performing live in your area?
Okay, so I have not performed live recently, but I am getting together. I'm kind of like practicing and rehearsing more at home and kind of getting ready for it, because I want to
Hmm.
be really ready to get back out there. I don't just want to deliver a, like, here, this is what you get, like a half-ass
Right.
performance. Um, but yeah, like in the past, like, I've done a lot of festivals in Windsor, like just before COVID, and
Hmm.
like I've done the Emancipation Celebration. We have some
Mm.
like big event dragon boats and different festivals like that. Also, when I put out my second CD, it was
Mm-hmm.
a CD. It was an actual CD.
That's
uh,
why I was like, wait a minute, you talking about CD? Like, okay,
well,
okay.
this time I'm just doing everything online. So
Yeah,
it's just a digital product this time. But
right.
yeah, I had like like a CD release party, so like 500
Mm.
physical copies, and I was just
Oh
going around
man.
performing, at like the bars downtown on, a Friday, Saturday night. So I was doing that
Yeah.
a lot in the clubs, and you know,
You taking it
those
back. That's the way. I mean, that's the only way we knew how to do it back in the day. You
yeah,
had to be
yeah,
performing in the clubs.
yeah,
You had to have that CD listening party or that release party. You
yeah,
were physically selling CDs to people, so you had that
yep, yep,
interaction.
yep.
How important is
Signing
that?
autographs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
important.
signing
Yeah,
autographs.
yeah,
Exactly. How important
yeah,
is that to market yourself after these new projects? Because I mean, you're doing it how it used to be done and how effective it was. That was the
yeah.
effective way of marketing back in the day. People
Right,
nowadays
right,
can't ever say that they seen you. Let's say you never came out in that era where you sold CDs. They
right.
might not never in their life see you, but they may have listened to your
Yeah,
music. This way,
yeah,
going back to that CD release parties and stuff, you physically meeting people, people actually seeing you, you're signing autographs. How important
yeah.
is that now that you were in that era versus moving into this new era of marketing?
It's just a totally different way of marketing. Like you see these young TikTokers, and like they're getting millions of views and fans just by putting out one video. It's like, oh my
Hmm.
God, I had to be out there for months just to gain like, you know, a couple hundred fans.
Right,
It's like
right,
it's
right.
it's if you know how to do it right, it's so much easier to do your marketing and advertising on the internet. It's easier, but I don't know, I feel like your fans were just so like die hard back in the day, because it's like there's
Yeah.
so many of us now available to you on the internet
Hmm.
all at once, um to where, it was like really weird for people to see me performing at a bar, like, oh my God, who is this?
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was mostly, men performing. Like there was not a lot
Hmm.
of women performing, like at the time
Yeah.
that I was. So like I feel like I had a large female audience where they're like, hey, I could do that too. And
Hmm.
yeah, I kind of influence a lot of people that way. But again, yeah, I feel like, if you know how to harness the power of the internet, like you can gain a lot more fans in one day than performing at a bar or a nightclub. But like I said, your fans are going to feel closer to you when they actually meet you and they actually see you
Yeah.
perform, and they actually have like a physical product, like you know,
Hmm.
like to go out and buy like a
It's a lot
Backstreet Boys
different.
CD back in the day,
Hmm.
it was like wow.
Everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everything. Every time I seen Cameron and Jules Santana, Jim Jones, the Diplomats, when they first performed, it's like they were right in front of me. They were cool. After the show, they mingled around with us. They talked to us. Um, you can't get those
Yeah.
conversations a lot nowadays because
No.
everybody, like you said, it's either stream my music, download my music, blah blah blah. But you never, and most of these people, like you said, that you're seeing that are these TikTok uh like artists, they're not
Yeah.
doing tours. You know what I'm
No.
saying? They're not doing like 50 city tours or anything like that. So, granted, they might have a million followers or whatever and
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of views, but how many of them are actually going on tour to Ontario, Kansas City, Florida, and so forth. So yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, the reason I asked that question is because it's very important for the viewers that come up in this day and age that never got to perform first before they ever brought out a project to learn. Like like you said, the connection that you have with those fans when you
Yeah.
actually talk to them or sign an autograph, or you're actually performing right in front of them and you point to them,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. That, like, people don't get that unless they're there. They don't understand it. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
very important. Um, so tell us. I got a couple more questions for you. Tell us how important it is to be a woman in entertainment nowadays.
Oh, it's it's good. Like it's important. It's I don't know. I just kind of feel like I don't feel different from, you know what I mean, male performers.
Hmm.
My goal is just to go out there and set a good example, and
Yeah.
like for women and men, like the example I want to set is like I don't care who you are, how old you are,
Hmm.
how good you think you are. Like just do what you love. Do
Yeah.
what sparks your passion. Be happy. Do what makes you happy, and like don't even care. Actually, like I just posted a selfie of myself the other day, and I was
Hmm.
explaining to people like this is why I'm not wearing makeup. I don't
Right.
wear makeup on the daily. I feel like
Right.
it's not at the top of my like to-do list and my goals. Like I'd rather just wake up and go to the gym because that's what I love. Don't
Yeah.
I don't I'm not gonna like wake up and put all kinds of makeup on. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but
Hmm.
it's not what I want to do. I'm not excited
Yeah.
to wake up and put a whole face of makeup on. It's
Right.
this is just I'm happy with me the way I am. So I don't really care about what people think about me basically. So
Hmm.
that's just basically like my message is like don't worry about what other people think about you. Just be you and do what
Hmm.
you love. There's a billion people in this world and not everyone's gonna like you. At the end of the
Right.
day, the only person that matters if you like who likes you is yourself. Because
Hmm.
if the world ended and you were by yourself, are you gonna be happy? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
you
You got to be
you're
happy. You got to take care
you
of
gotta
yourself
be
first before you can take
take
care of
care of
anybody
yourself.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Self
yeah,
care is very
exactly. Take
important.
care of you. Do you. Don't listen to other people's opinions if they don't think it's a great idea. Like
Hmm.
it's better you're better off just going through with your ideas by yourself. If you feel like the people around you are going to have a negative opinion about it, just
Right.
just do yeah. Like don't let other people's
Just do
negative
you.
opinions drag you down,
Right.
because if I listen to half of the comments then like opinions out there, then I wouldn't still be putting music out. I wouldn't be putting out,
Exactly.
I do a lot of covers and put out whatever I want, and I don't care what people
Hmm.
have to say. It makes me happy. So,
Yeah.
I guess just, trying to set a good example for everyone. Just follow your
Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because I posted something. I think it was last week where I was like, at the end of the day, you're the one that matters. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to yourself. You are. So regardless
Yeah.
of you trying to like paint this picture for everybody else, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, none of that matters because you have to matter first before anybody else
Yeah.
can matter to you. You got to take care of yourself. You got to be happy. You have to matter. Then, after you matter, then you can worry about whoever you decide else to matter. But until then, it
Yeah.
has to start with you. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. I talk to a lot of people and they say, everybody's going back to how, get on Instagram or Facebook or any of these platforms and everybody's posting all these happy pictures and, glorious,
Yeah.
luxurious pictures and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But they never post the pictures when they're sad or they're vulnerable or depressed but guess what? We all go through it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? We've all been depressed at times. We've all been vulnerable. We've all been upset. But the only time, and what it does is that it makes this facade where people are just always happy and everything's always great. Well, it's not always like that. So, like you said, you got to take care of yourself and just be genuine and real. Like you said, with not putting the makeup on. Whatever happened to natural beauty? You know what I'm saying? What
Yep.
happened to that? Like, you don't have to put on makeup and lashes and, like you said,
Yep.
breast implants and stuff like that just to be beautiful. Like, no.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Right.
you can be beautiful just the way you are. So yeah, I appreciate that. What you said about that, because there's a lot of people out here that think they gotta really work themselves up and put all this makeup and extra stuff on just to be beautiful. But beauty
Yeah.
is way deeper than what physical. Is way deeper than just physical looks.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
always
So
someone there's always someone out there that can appreciate your natural beauty just as much as you do. And
yeah,
you know, and if they don't, well then move along because life's
right.
too short to deal with all that.
It really is, and none of that stuff matters anyway. Like I said, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
whatever makes you feel happy, and
Yep.
that's the only thing that matters.
Yep.
And then lastly, two questions. One, what is to come this year and next for Rachel Ritchie? And then also, where can
Mm-hmm.
they find you on social media?
Okay. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say too much, but I am gonna be going to Nashville next month to record to record a really awesome song that you're gonna love. And
Okay.
then we'll see, you know what I mean? We'll see where it goes from there. But like I said, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I'm gonna be working with someone really fantastic in the music industry. So I'm excited
I
about
like
that.
that. Yeah, I like
um
it. Anytime you hear Nashville, it put a smile on
Nashville,
my face. I know I know
Nashville,
what
here we
goes on in
come.
Nashville.
And then yeah, you can find me on I'm really active on Instagram and Facebook. So I have a Rachel Ritchie official on Instagram, and then Facebook you can find me at Rachel Ritchie Music, and then you can just
Okay,
search me up on any streaming platform.
nice. So you heard
Yeah.
that, Rachel Ritchie official on
Official.
IG,
It's gotta be
official on
official.
IG. And then Rachel Rich look and then Rachel Ritchie music on Facebook. It's funny because I tried to tag you on Facebook, but I didn't know about the music part. So I have to put that the next time
Ah,
when I tag, do the highlights on this video. Once
okay.
again, we want to thank you for allowing us the opportunity to interview you today.
I had so much fun. Thank you so much.
A
It's
lot
been
of
a pleasure.
information. Yeah, you're welcome. A lot of information. And
Yep.
for the viewers that tune in and that will be tuning in, this will be rebroadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Um, so, with that being said, thanks again, Rachel, for the opportunity. Thanks again, viewers, for tuning in. Make sure y'all check out the new project from Rachel and make sure you go to her website and our website. And we will
Yep.
talk to you soon. All right.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you later. Yeah. Have a
Yeah.
good one.